I'm Batman. No, wait, I'm not. Never mind. Hey everybody, this is Keegan83 of We Fell in a Tree, and welcome to another edition of the Super Gaming Network series. Today we're going to talk about one of the most anticipated games of the year, Batman Arkham City. It's in development for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and the PC. And let's see, who's going to be developing this game? Well, it's someone we've seen before, Rocksteady Studios. That's right, everybody. Rocksteady Studios is back developing this game, and it's published solely by Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment. Now, after seeing how awesome Batman Arkham Asylum was, and still is, and what it did to reset the bar on the quality and development of a comic book superhero game, I honestly can say I can't wait for this game to come out when it does in the fall, which will be October 18th of 2011. Of course, one question that could be in the minds of some of the gamers out there who are waiting for this game, as well as among Batman fans, will Arkham City be better than its predecessor, the critically acclaimed Batman Arkham Asylum, which was a well-crafted game, and it was well received by fans and critics alike? Well, from what we have seen so far from all the screenshots, the behind-the-door demo at the GDC, and the recent trailer that was released not that long ago, it looks like we may have a game that will push the comic book game quality once again. Here's what we know about Arkham City so far, and like before, if I missed any information, you guys feel free to comment. Returning in this game besides Batman himself is the Joker, who looks like he has seen better days since we last saw him. I'll admit, when I first saw him in the very first teaser trailer released, I think in 2009, I believe, I thought he looked older. In fact, I was even wondering if this game was going to be set somewhere in the future with an older Batman playable. That would have been pretty cool, right? But as the months went by and more details on the game finally came out, it wasn't the case, as the Joker apparently is now suffering from an apparent illness, and it hasn't been fully revealed yet. Some say it's the aftermath of the Titan chemicals he used in the predecessor, Batman Arkham Asylum. Others may say it's something else. But from what we know, and especially with the Joker's past history, he's come back from the grave before. And from this recent screenshot, he seems to have gotten a little better since that very first teaser trailer. And pretty soon, he may be running around just like the crazy man he is once again. And yes, that is Harley Quinn there you see in the background. And it looks like she's been given quite an overhaul since the last game. She looks a little younger and sporting a new look that resembles the look that she had back in Batman the Animated Series, the series which she made her debut in. She also has a couple of new tattoos in this design, sporting a tattoo on her right arm and the one that's resembling the Joker on her left thigh. Don't drool over the keyboard just yet, dudes. There's definitely more to come. The story of the game, once again written by Paul Dini, picks up about a year or so after the events of the original game, where Batman fought his way through the Arkham Asylum itself, through countless foes, and to defeat the Joker and prevent him from using the Titan virus on Gotham City. Quincy Sharp, the warden of Arkham Asylum in the last game, has apparently taken credit for the Joker's capture, the douchebag, and has now become the new mayor of Gotham City, using the momentum of the credit for Joker's capture. And in his new position as the mayor, he has purchased a big chunk of Gotham City and armed it with a private military group called Tiger, and thus he creates the newly christened Arkham City, which becomes the official brand new prison in Gotham City, and in the process also renders Arkham Asylum and Blackgate Prison now unable to detain its inmates. Now, although Arkham City may have some similarities to Arkham Asylum, the prisoners are actually given free rein around the perimeter of Arkham City. They can do as they please, as long as they don't try to escape. Batman, in the meantime, has been keeping tabs on the new prison, worrying that something might get out of hand, especially with villains like Joker and Harley being held inside. You know what? He may be right. After all the months of surveillance, Batman soon gets information that inmate Two-Face, who was admitted to the new prison not too long ago, has thrown in the gauntlet and is preparing to publicly execute Catwoman, who he captured in the city, and execute her in the courthouse. It's all part of a plan to gain status inside and out of Arkham City itself. Batman then decides, for the safety of Gotham and noting of his past relationship with Catwoman, he enters Arkham City and prevents the execution. And to make things even more interesting, Mayor Quincy Sharp has enlisted Hugo Strange to oversee the new Arkham, and it's definitely clear in recent trailers that Strange has his own plans for Arkham and Batman himself, as he claims to know Batman's ultimate weakness and his true identity as Bruce Wayne. So that's where we pretty much stand as far as the story is concerned, and that's at least for now. There are some other story details within the story as well, but for now, let's move on to a few other things about the game. In terms of gameplay, it sounds like Arkham City will play much like the first game, where we were set on a linear path, covering large pieces of landscape, getting your constant encounters with Arkham inmates, as well as using stealth mechanics to pass objectives in a tight situation, and using detective mode to identify thugs, scan objects to solve riddles, and even to find a secret passage or two tucked away in the game itself. Pretty simple stuff, huh? Well, it's not as simple as it sounds with the sequel. Rocksteady has said in interviews that they wanted to craft a game that was the best game possible, and in conjunction with his comments and interviews involving Rocksteady's head man, Sefton Hill, I hope I got his name right, he has said that Arkham City is 5 times larger than the original game. 5 times? Wow, that's a lot of game. Rocksteady has also mentioned a ton of other things as well. Going back to the gameplay elements and mechanics, Batman's design apparently is similar, but it's not an exact copy, based upon what Rocksteady has said. Apparently what Rocksteady has done was they have taken the Dark Knight's moveset and refined it. Batman now has double the amount of moves in his combat system, and it's also accompanied with a wealth of new animations. Remember all the times when we were fighting mooks, where you went to go knock down a mook who was laying on the ground after you knocked him down, and then all of a sudden, as you're just preparing to get the knockout punch, another mook comes out of nowhere and blindsides you, which messes up your combos and also halts your progress of even getting a little achievement in the first game. Well, you can counter that now, as now you can have counterattacks that go up to 2 and possibly 3 mooks at the same time. You'll need that because it's possible you'll be bombarded by upwards of 25 or more thugs at once, so I've heard among reports. Of course, you're Batman. You're gonna win anyway. Also, you can apparently even taunt your enemies in this game. I haven't seen it in action, based upon the limited footage we have seen. And that, to me, I think has given the player more fun to play the game. I'll definitely give that a try once I get a chance to play it. Batman's gadgets, in the meantime, have also seen some new refined modifications and additions. For starters, all of your neat little bat gadgets will be available to the player from the start of the game, showing response to the comments of not having them from the start of the last game. It wasn't bad not having them from the beginning of Arkham Asylum, but it does become noted when you want to play the game over and over again because you don't have gadgets like the explosive gel or the inverted takedown. Oh, by the way, you can also now use the gadgets in combat, which even features you putting explosive gel on a thug's back and sending him flying. New weapons have been added as well to Batman's arsenal. There's a drive line, which sounds like something we saw in the first game. I'll have to double check that. But among the new weapons as well, you also have smoke pellets, which help you make a sneaky escape. And another thing confirmed is a radio broadcast analyzer. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. Maybe we'll see the Batman shark repellent or the carousel reversal spray to make a return. That'd be hilarious. Detective mode is making a return as well, with a more detailed look that seems to expand from the one in the original. Not only can you get a better telling on a weapon-wielding mook to get a better plan to perform takedowns and such, you can now also trace the origins of a bullet. For example, in the GDC demo behind closed doors, it was detailed later by a reporter that Joker apparently tried to snipe Catwoman. You trace where the sniping came from now, giving a clue of who did it. Sounds like more detective work is to be done. Batman's glide has also been expanded now, where you can dive and pull up in the air on the fly. At least that's what the trailer indicated. Oh, by the way, you can also use the glide and fly across the entire Arkham City without even touching the ground. Reminds me of the game-breaking cape in Super Mario World. But if you're tired of walking or gliding around, or if you just prefer to get transportation, there is a helicopter flying around the Arkham prison that you can grapple to and catch a ride, and take a breather to add to it. Just watch out for the gun connected to it. Sadly, you'll be informed to know that the Batmobile and Batwing will not be playable in this game. Kind of a bummer, actually, because I would have loved to use the Batmobile through Arkham City. Oh well, maybe next game. There's so much more awesome stuff about Batman Arkham City that needs to be said. But there's so much that we have to finish this episode on a cliffhanger. We'll see you next time on the Super Gaming Network for part 2 on Batman Arkham City's rant. Tune in next time. Same bat time, same bat channel. The best of this game has yet to come.